Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz. This is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 4 college basketball games for Thursday, November 30th, 2023. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my $19 Bank Shop best bet, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games for Thursday in college hoops. First up, it's Liberty and FAU. This was going to be 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPNU. The first true road game of the season for Liberty. We did really well fading teams playing in their first true road games back on Tuesday, especially in the ACC, SEC challenges. You see some teams that, get off to a great start. Liberty 6-0. They have some nice wins, some blowout wins on the resume, some decent wins against some solid programs. But none of those games on the road, and sometimes those numbers can be a bit inflated. Liberty's number one in the country in effective field goal percentage right now. I don't think it's going to be the case for the entire season, and we can find value betting against these teams. And I think this is one of those spots. Florida Atlantic, this is, even though they had that slip up against Bryant, still one of the best teams in the country, in my opinion. One of the deepest rosters, and obviously one of the more experienced rosters in Division I college hoops. A balanced team, a really good backcourt, strong front court, especially with Golden there, and a good scoring team. They're a good shooting team from both the perimeter and the paint. And they're on a 3-game win streak, beating Butler, Texas A&M, and Virginia Tech. So they're in great form. I think at home here they win this game, win it comfortably. And I'm going to fade Liberty in this spot as their first true road game of the season. They played some neutral site games, a semi-road game, of course, a couple of home games, but on the road here in a really tough environment against a really tough team, I'll go with FAU and lay the points. Next up, we see Delaware State and Chicago State. This one's 7 p.m. Eastern, one of the smaller games on the board for Thursday in college basketball. And honestly, not my favorite card this Thursday in college hoops. I don't see a ton of value spots for the card, but this is one of those games where I do think Chicago State is the much better team, and we're actually getting a pretty reasonable number because Chicago State's 2-7 this season. It's been one of the weaker teams in Division I this year, but Delaware State, I don't trust them on the road. While they played a lot of true road games and they've been competitive in certain spots, this is still a team that's ranked 345th in adjusted offensive efficiency and isn't creating very good looks. The shot quality is not great for the Hornets so far. On the road, it makes it even tougher to trust their offense here. While they are the better rebounding team, Chicago State does a much better job at limiting turnovers and also forcing turnovers defensively. I do think Chicago State offensively, while the shooting numbers aren't pretty right now, I do think this is the much better offense here. They create pretty good looks offensively, should be able to attack a pretty weak Delaware State defense. And overall, this is a program that I think has been getting better and better a little bit year after year. A couple years ago, this was a team, this was a team that didn't know where it was going to play conference-wise and didn't have a single win in 2020. It was 0-9 in the 2020-21 season, had to cancel the rest of the regular season. And, it was a program that looked like it was in trouble. But Gerald Gillian's did a really good job of bringing in some nice recruits and picking up some more and more wins. We saw the year after that winless season, they won 7 games. Last year, they won 11 games. And so far this year, they picked up a nice win on the road against Southern Indiana, neutral site win against Morgan State. I think Chicago State's a better team here. I'm going to lay the reasonable number. You can take them on the money line if you don't want to deal with the points. But give me Chicago State and laying the points. Next up, we see UMBC taking on Coppin State. This one's 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. Another one of those smaller games for Thursday in college basketball. And I know it's not been easy taking Coppin State this year. They're 0-7 straight up. They've lost most of their games, the majority of their games, by double digits, and most of their games in blowout fashion. But this is one of those spots where I just think this is way too many points for UMBC to be laying. I know UMBC is the better team. I believe that for sure. But they're 4-4. They're 4 wins, one against a subdivision opponent, 2 games at home against teams outside the top 200 in KenPom, and then their last game on the road against Hampton, a decent win, I guess, but they're still ranked 311th in KenPom, and it was a 4-point win, 80-76. I don't trust this UMBC defense, and especially in a regional rivalry game. Both these teams play in Baltimore, and I think Coppin State, this is a team, it gets its second home game of the season. It's been a majority of the games on the road against pretty tough programs. You can't say they're not battle-tested. They're actually forcing a good amount of turnovers defensively. So, while their shot quality is not great in the half-court offense, at least they should be able to score some fast break buckets in this game, especially with the pace of play that UMBC plays at. Could be a little bit sloppy on the offensive end, and I think Coppin State can take advantage of that, force 15 to 20 turnovers in this ball game, and should be enough for a cover in the end. I expect a lot more competitive game than what we've seen in Coppin State basketball most of the season, especially at home here. I like the Eagles plus the points against UMBC. And the final game we're talking about for Thursday's card in college basketball, it's going to be Hawaii and Utah. This one 9 p.m. Eastern on the Pac-12 Network. This is a really tough step-up spot for Hawaii. They got a great record on paper, 5-0 this season. But this is a semi-road game against a very good Utah team, without a doubt the toughest team that Hawaii's played this year. We've seen in recent seasons Hawaii schedule a pretty weak non-conference schedule with not too many road games or semi-road games. And while they have a pretty good record in non-conference play, they get to conference action where they played some tougher teams and they start to struggle. And I think this could be one of those spots. Utah really impressed me against St. Mary's. I liked St. Mary's in that game, and Utah won outright 78-71 on the road. Not many teams beat St. Mary's in St. Mary's, and Utah was strong on both ends of the court. And so far this year, the offense is really stepping it up. 30th in the country in adjusted offensive efficiency, a great three-point shooting team. Hawaii's got really good shooting numbers right now, but you got to look at that strength of schedule. They have one game against a subdivision opponent, 4 games against teams outside the top 200 in KenPom. This is the toughest defense by far that Hawaii has faced. Fundamentally, Hawaii's turning the ball over way too much. They're not getting second chance looks, and I do think Utah will take advantage of that. I could see I don't think it's going to be as bad as the game against UC Riverside, where it was 82-53, but I could see a similar kind of comfortable victory for Utah in a game like this where they win and cover the number pretty easily. So give me Utah laying the points at this semi-home game. And that's it. Those are the games for Thursday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.